Hi guys, welcome to today's news update for the week just gone. Let's get into that first news story. So the first news story today is from Canon Watch here, and this is Canon develops a 410 megapixel full frame CMOS sensor. Now this is not something that is going to be put into a mirrorless camera at all. This is for more extreme applications, shall we say, but the sensor is 410 megapixels, that's 24,592 by 16,704, which is the largest number of pixels ever achieved by a 35mm full frame sensor. It will be available in both RGB and monochrome versions for surveillance, medicine and industrial imaging. Now this is a absolutely crazy sensor, and imagine now they've kind of developed a sensor like this, what could be trickled down in the next few years into a more mirrorless body. There's obviously the rumours of the R1X, which will be potentially 80 to 100 megapixels, which would be absolutely insane if they do actually release that. It'd be something that would be amazing to test. But what do you think about this massive sensor? Okay, so more news here. Canon announces the RF 16 to 28mm f2.8 IS STM lens. It's going to come in at $1,149. It's going to have a full frame compatibility with f2.8 to f22, compact, fast wide angle zoom, screw type STM autofocus motor, optical stabilization, customizable control ring, 4 UD and 2 I can't pronounce that elements, rounded 9 blade diaphragm, and minimal focus distance of 7.9 to 9.8 inches with a weather resistant coating. Now this is already ordered for pre-order from most places in the world now, so this will be something very interesting to test and be good for some really nice landscape photography if you're looking for that ultimate landscape photography lens. Next news story here today is there are some great deals if you're in America at the moment on some refurbished Canon USA equipment. These include the R5, the R6, the R6 Mark II and a load more. Equipment will come with a 1-year Canon USA warranty. There are even R5 Mark IIs, so the R5 Mark II is 3869 instead of 4299. The R5 is 2399 instead of 3399. The R5C is 3059 instead of 3399. R6 Mark II is 1799 instead of 2299. They've got R6s for 1099, RPs for 549. They got R7s for 1119 instead of 1399. R7s with a lens 18 to 150 at 1099 instead of a 1519 price tag. You just buy that for sure instead of buying the camera on its own. The R10 with an 18 to 45 for 799 instead of 999. R50 on its own for 499 instead of 629, and the R50 with a lens for 599 instead of 749. And they also have the Speedlight EL-5 for 169 instead of 299. So if you're in the US of A, get on there, have a look, because you could find yourself a nice bargain. Next in the news, we have the usual thing that happens with anything new that comes out from any company at the moment in the camera industry. They might as well just stop putting these out because we know it's going to happen. But the Canon RF 7200 f2.8L IS USM-Z remains in short supply. Now Canon obviously have done their usual post saying it's been extremely popular since its launched late last year, and the initial inventory wasn't great around the globe, including the USA, and they've been short supply from Canon. With the white lens, we plan to ship the products in order, but if you have a new order, it may take 6 months or more for delivery. With the black, we plan to ship products one by one, but delivery may take longer than usual. This makes me think straight away that they have sold a ton more white than they have black, because the black ones will be arriving sooner. What colour would you go for? Would you want to wait an extra 6 months potentially, maybe even more, for a white one, or would you be happy taking it a little bit longer, a week or so longer than your pre-order to get a black one? Let me know down below. Next up, we have more information on what could be coming on the major firmware update on the R5 Mark II. So the two things they think that might be coming through on this is a 4K 60 FPS oversampled mode and an OpenGate full sensor recording video option very soon with the latest upcoming updates. Some people seem to also think that it will be able to enable an APS-C format, full resolution recording, 17:9 RAW recording format. Maximum speed will be particular mode up to 120 frames per second in RAW mode /C-Log. So basically a lot of video functions is kind of what they're thinking is going to come from this update. Let me know down below if you agree with that information. Some news from Japan. These are the best selling cameras in Japan in 2024. They were split up between Sony at 35.8%, Canon at 26%, Nikon at 14.5%, and the other brands filling in 23.7% of sales. The top selling camera was the Sony Vlog Cam ZV-E10 with 16% of the market share. And then came the EOS R50 of 11.6% of the market share, and then the Canon R10 with 6.7% of the market share, and they are the only Canons in that top 10. So it shows you in Japan that Sony is definitely taking a commanding lead over Canon, which is a big change from the last few years. Let me know what you thought of this week's news stories today. Do you think that Canon are going to release a R1 with a 100 megapixel sensor with technology trickled down from that 410 monster they've just launched? Let me know what you want to see from the Canon R5 update, and I'll see you next week with more news.